If you're hearing this, you've driven too far on the abandoned stretch of Route 66 in Arizona. The static isn't just noise, it's listening, and it knows you. My phone died hours ago. No bars, no GPS, just desert. Endless black ribbons of asphalt stretching into the horizon, swallowed by heat mirages and distant mountains. I kept driving because stopping felt wrong, because the silence felt expectant. Then I heard it. Static. Not the wind, not the hum of my engine. Radio static. It came from the dashboard, faint at first, broken, rising and falling like a pulse. I hadn't touched the radio. I hadn't turned anything on. Yet the sound grew sharper with every mile. Eli, it's time. My pulse kicked up. No one was there, only the highway ahead. The radio knew things, secrets, things I had never told anyone. About the night I skipped class, about the fight with my roommate, about the fear I buried deep inside. Every turn, every shadow aligned with the words. A wind gust rattled the car. I thought I saw a figure running across the road. When I blinked, it was gone. Only the static remained, growing louder, insistent. I reached the roadside diner, flickering neon. The radio said, "Your past is waiting for you." I stepped out. The diner's windows reflected more than my face. Faces from memories I tried to forget. Watching, whispering. Inside, booths were empty, yet the radio filled the room. Music, laughter, arguments I'd had replayed like ghosts. Every detail uncanny, intimate. I ran back to my car. The tires felt heavy, as if the road itself resisted me leaving. A storm rolled in. Black clouds blotted out the stars. Lightning illuminated the empty stretch. I saw a truck in the distance, hazards blinking. I swerved. It vanished. The radio whispered, "You cannot outrun yourself. The highway remembers." The road curved. My tire screeched. And I saw him, my younger self, in the cracked asphalt, waving. A smile I hadn't seen in years. The radio turned to music, a song from childhood. The highway knew. I wanted to cry, to scream. The desert swallowed me. The road, the truck, the diner, all fading into silence. Static remained. The radio hummed, patient, unyielding. The highway was alive, breathing, watching. I reached for the ignition. The key wasn't there. My hands empty. My car gone. And then I understood. I had never left. I was still on the highway, still moving, still listening. The radio whispered louder. Every mile marker disappeared behind me. The past climbed into the windshield, memories long buried, regrets, confessions. The highway itself was rewriting my story. Figures appeared along the roadside, travelers I recognized from old photographs, faces from my childhood. They reached out, faded, and disappeared with each blink. The radio whispered again, "You're not alone." I tried to rationalize. It must be exhaustion, hallucinations, dehydration. But every detail, the wind, the static, the shadows, was too precise, too personal. And the desert waited, patient, expectant. Mirages appeared. Motel signs, gas stations, long abandoned towns. Windows reflected my secrets. Doors opened to empty rooms, and the radio continued. The highway remembers everything. I drove faster. Each mile stretched. Sunset bled into twilight. No other cars, no lights. Only me, the road, and the static that knew my name. My breathing echoed in the car like a warning. Voices overlapped on the radio. My roommate arguing, my parents scolding, my mistakes, my regrets. I slammed my hands on the wheel. The static became unbearable. My own voice whispered back, "Eli, it's time." An abandoned gas station appeared. Pumps rusted, windows cracked. I stepped out. The radio sang a song I had danced to as a child. Shadows moved inside. I ran back to my car, every step heavy, every breath shallow. Wind picked up, sand whipped across the asphalt. A distant howl echoed. Something shifted in the headlights' glow. I couldn't tell if it was real. Static filled the car. "Do you remember?" the radio asked. A figure appeared on the road ahead. Male, waving, familiar. When I slowed, it vanished. The radio repeated, "The highway chooses who it calls." Panic rose, chest tight, fingers white on the wheel. It named things I had never told anyone, secrets I thought buried, mistakes, fears, regrets. The desert pressed closer. The road bent impossibly. My reflection in the asphalt twisted unnaturally. Minutes stretched into hours. My car moved, but I felt frozen. Shadows lengthened, then vanished. Radio static now layered with voices. Mine, others, overlapping, unrelenting. Mirages multiplied. Gas stations, motels, diners, schools, places I had been. Figures reached for me. I screamed. The static softened into whispered reassurance. The asphalt cracked under my tires. Lights flickered. I gripped the wheel. The radio whispered, "The highway feeds on memory." A sandstorm loomed ahead. I pressed the accelerator. Visibility vanished, only shadows and distant headlights. I couldn't tell if the road ended or continued. Static rose to a howl. The highway, alive, breathing, shaping my path. Figures emerged from the sandstorm. Friends, strangers, memories. They moved in time with the radio. I realized the road was feeding on me, reshaping my past into the present. I pressed my head against the steering wheel, heart pounding, tires skidding, radio voices now overlapping. My name, my secrets, my childhood fears. I couldn't escape. Then a new realization hit me like the desert sun. There was no escaping. I had already died. The accident, the slip on that cliff, the rocks, the blood, it had all happened hours ago, or days, or years. Time didn't exist here. The radio static now pulsed like a heartbeat. "Eli, you belong to the highway." Figures appeared along the roadside. Others like me, trapped, driving forever. Eyes vacant, tires endlessly spinning, cars endlessly looping. The highway was a purgatory, a loop, a memory trap. I was just one of many, hundreds, thousands, all of us lost, caught, unable to stop. And yet the voices whispered, comforting and cruel, "You are remembered, you are not alone." Mirrors along the asphalt reflected travelers from all eras, soldiers, children, drivers, wanderers, faces I recognized and didn't. And yet none moved on, none ever left. The highway kept us, collected us, fed on us. Sand stung my skin through the open window. Dust coated my dashboard. The radio hummed, "All roads return here. All travelers do." I tried to scream. My voice came out as static. My hands pressed the wheel. Tires turned. The loop continued. Hours, or what felt like hours, passed. Lights flickered. Shadows stretched. The desert infinite. The highway eternal. The radio whispered my name, and I answered without knowing I had. I glanced in the rearview mirror. Dozens of cars followed, drivers trapped, eyes hollow. None of us would leave. None of us had ever left. I pressed my foot to the pedal. Tire spun. Asphalt stretched forever. And the highway waited, patient, hungry, remembering every mile, every sin, every secret, every traveler who ever drove too far. The radio whispered one last time, a soft, chilling melody. You are remembered. You are part of Route 66, and you will never leave. And I drove on, not alone, not free, just part of the endless loop, a passenger of the highway, forever listening.